since we have lots of cricket lovers in Canada, and everybody is waiting for the time when the summer comes and everybody is willing to play cricket, especially in one of the biggest leagues in Canada. I can tell you one name, which is Brampton, Etobicoke and District Cricket League, which is Canada's largest cricket league. And making this league number one league is behind one man. And this man I invite today. It will be a great pleasure for us that he is with us today in our program, and he can talk about what's cricket is impacting our league this season, as well as we will ask him very exciting questions. So before I bring him on the screen, I like to tell that this hard working man is spent entire of his life promoting cricket in Canada, and especially in Brampton, that he introduced cricket in Brampton and he start from the scratch, and now our league is Canada's largest cricket league. This person is none other than Mr. Prem Prasad, and we like to welcome him on to Live Talk. How are you, Prem?
I'm doing good, Arslan. Thank you very much for having me on your program. And yes, I'm working from home. I'm staying home, so I'm staying safe. So it's an honor to be on your program and to speak about cricket and COVID.
Okay, Prem. We all were very excited about the 2020 cricket season, because we will be bringing lots of things in our league. But certainly, 1 month ago there is something happened which changes our life. Not in our life, the whole body system or all activities got messed up because of that. So I like to let you know, what is your opinion about COVID-19? Let's start with that.
That's a good question. It's a good starting point. I know we have not been bombarded by our members, because they're all educated and they all follow the trends of what's happening since COVID has impacted us. We as a league have done, I think, 3 COVID updates to our membership that we have mass email. I've posted them on my website. You've posted them on your website. Yeah. So we have been keeping our membership informed. As it comes now to May, before everybody was very quiet, looking at observing what's going to happen, the news that was coming out from the federal level, the provincial level, the municipal level, from the various mayors, health officers, science officers, as to what we should do and all the precautions we should take, and how we can curb this disease from taking over our life eventually and flatten the curve. I think the majority of the people have done that. And as you can see, if you look at the statistics that happened, that was given today, the latest, we have 64,816 confirmed cases in Canada, with 28,955 that has recovered, and 4,400 deaths. In Ontario alone, that's Canada-wide. Worldwide is 3.78 million, and the other numbers are large. In Ontario, we have 19,121 confirmed, 13,569 recovered, and 1,477 deaths. As you know, Arsalan, the majority of the deaths in that entire Canada and Ontario are in long-term care facilities.
That is correct, exactly.
But at least 30% are at what we will call the normal stream of the population. So it is not something to turn your face at or to ignore. And we beseech all of our members and members of other cricket leagues who may be watching, and members of the Cricket Ontario, all of our membership, to please observe and adhere the stringent precautions and rules that are being outlined for us to follow day by day. You have the Prime Minister that comes on the TV every day. You have the mayors that come on, the federal ministers that come on, different people that come and give you different information. We are fortunate to be in Brampton, I think, because our mayor is in the middle, thick and thin of everything. And it's keeping us completely informed and updated with all the different task force they have formed to help people with this COVID. From our cricketing perspective, a lot of our members have started. Now that May is here, our season should have started this weekend coming with all of our T25 games for the first 2 weeks. But unfortunately, we can't. As you know, they're speaking of reopening, and reopening is something that has to be considered very,
That-
very carefully, or else it could impact. It could
Okay, friend, I'm just gonna a little cut you off. I just want to ask you. We are hearing a positive news from the city of from Ontario government that things are looking better, and they put 5 or 6 stages that at one. But I don't see any stage that it says that we can there's sports activity is going to happen. So what do you say about that?
That's a good question because everybody thinks that it's flattening, it's coming down. We should be ready to start the season. But as we said in our prior updates, we cannot tell our membership that we will start a season until we have that coming down from the city. Our permits have not been issued for the largest city that we play in, which is like 85% of our membership. The other cities like Toronto, Burlington, etc., have issued us permit, but have taken back from certain periods. And technically, everybody has said until the end of June, there's no outdoor facilities. But there is a warning on that clause that it may be extended beyond the end of June, which we see we're in May, so that extension had applied. When you look at these phases for opening that the Ontario government has done, it's 18th of May, 8th of June, 29th of June, 20th of July, 10th of August. There are 5 stages.
Yeah.
I do not see anything until stage 3, and I'll tell you what stage 3 says. Stage 3 says opening all of the things that are opening. The only outdoor are playgrounds, and playgrounds does not mean outdoor sports field. If you go to phase 4, again, there is nothing specific towards opening the sports field for like soccer or cricket. But if you go to phase 5, I think it is, or no, sorry, phase 4. 1, 2, and 3 says nothing. Phase 4 says sports teams, GA and soccer may recommence and public swimming pools may reopen. So in phase 4, they are predicting the possibility of opening the outdoor fields that allows sports like soccer, field hockey, cricket. And, we're only interested mostly in cricket, but we're interested in all the sports for everybody. We're all facing this. So we cannot say what will happen. We have been on the alert. We have been monitoring this thing. We have our membership who are all paid up. We have our cricket balls that are all ordered as we do every year. And as soon as they're ready, our statisticians, schedulers are ready to start creating the schedules, whether it's a 2-week schedule or a 3-week schedule, so that we can play and then finish off our full schedule. As you know, Arslan, we're all hoping and praying we want the season.
Exactly.
Whether it's a full season, whether it's a half a season, whether it's a quarter season. The question that we're beginning to get now, and 1 or 2 on Facebook, friendly cricketers that are friends of mine, are asking me, how will we refund our money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like everybody else, all the other leagues, whether it's TND, whether it's us, whether it's Hamilton, whether it's Scarborough, whether it's HNDCL, we all will have a policy that we will be refunding money. If there's no season, our members will be given the choice of having a full refund, or they can defer that for the next season. It will be a choice. If it's half a season, obviously we will prorate it. Our season is 16 games. So every team plays to pay 16 games. So if you pay half of that or 3/4 of that, that's the way we will look at the refund policy. We have not agreed totally on it as a board, but conceptually, that is the method or the algorithm that we can use for refunding. Now, members will be given an option whether they want to take it, leave it for next year, whether they want it immediately to help them out with the COVID situation. As you know, everybody is in dire need of money. We are very conscious of that, and we will do that. We have actually done similar at Cricket Ontario with our indoor high performance program, so our youth and women. So BDCL will not be far. So to our membership out there, anyone who is worried, be cognizant of the fact that we are hoping and praying to have cricket. And whatever part of cricket is played, your fees will be prorated proportionally to what you play and what you don't play, right? So that's some of the big questions.
Okay, so Prem, let's say if the season may happen maybe by August, let's say if we decided our season go till 1st of October anyways. So let's say if the season start in first week of August, just an example, maybe some miracle happen. If it started, right? So you think we will be playing still 50 over league will be playing 50 over game, or we're going to convert that to 2020 to have more games? What do you say?
Well, that's something that yourself, myself, and the rest of the board will have to look at.
Yeah.
And until we get the actual permission that says, okay, guys, we're starting. For example, City of Brampton has told us, in the event that we do start in July, but you can see at the Ontario government 5 phases, phase 3 is all the way down, right? I mean, phase 4. But they may change that, because with the reopening, if the results are positive and they don't see a spike in this disease, they may start to relax it more and open up more and more of what is called non-essential areas of the city or of the economy. So if we do happen to start in July, the city will actually need lead time. Lead time meaning they will need a week or 2 weeks to prepare all the facilities, to get it in shape, to be ready for us to play, for them to create their schedules that they will hand out to us and others who use the same facility. So that's the position. So at that time, we will then know how many days we have left. As the largest league, our boys, Gokul Denny, has always been good at calculating the number of games that we need to play within the period of time based on the number of facilities we have. And if we have to bring it on the 50 over to 40 over or the T25 to something else, we will do that. But we are keep the original number of 50 overs. And as you said, as I said before, play half a season or half or a quarter of the season, whatever it may be. One of the good thing that we do have a one lighted facility. And we do have a second one that was supposed to come up at the beginning of May. But as you know, construction has been put on hold by everybody. So the city, for example, they started the construction for the sports dome at the soccer center on top of the that we have. But I passed there not this weekend, last weekend, and it was the foundations were up, everything was done, fences were around, but the fences are all blown down on the ground. Nobody's there, nobody's working. So that's a permanent halt on that facility. Same thing has happened to our cricket facilities, even though some guys have taken videos and show Batsman Park, even the one here at the Sandalwood and Dixie, looks amazingly good, as if it was being cut. But we didn't have too much of a winter on it. The outfield are really looking good because of the less than half-inch cut that they had last year. And it looks like it's ready for cricket. But the city will have to spend time preparing these facilities. So let's say we start in July. We should be able to have pretty much a good season, maybe 3/4 of a season. And for our T25, I have spoken to the city that they should consider, instead of us running the separate T20 competition that we were planning to hold in the night on the two facilities, or be it 1B2, we can speak to our T25 teams, and instead of losing games, if they agree to play in the night, right, because they couldn't play on the weekends during the day, if they can play during the week on the night, who knows? Maybe we will recoup our entire T25 season, because that is our largest flagship out of the two format, and is one of the reasons that BDCL is one of the largest league in Canada. So we don't know yet. So to answer your question, all of that will be known when the city tells us what we can or cannot do.
Okay, so you think for T25 game, we have one ground, Terramoto, we have a night facility over there now. So you think, if the season happen, T25, we may move some of the games in the evenings for T25?
That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I discussed with the city, and that's they have taken that under consideration as to how we will do it. And I know the folks at the city have been there in meetings day in, doing late shifts, trying to figure out how they will reopen their outdoor facilities, how are they going to issue their permits. They're already giving refund on those who have already paid for their permits. We are fortunate enough to have a good relationship that we pay in installments on our permit. So we haven't put ourselves in that position, even with Toronto or Burlington. They have been kind enough to understand that they themselves are telling you they're not sure when they will start, and they keep deducting from the original schedule they give us. So obviously, when it's formed and finalized, I pay it in full, and we're ready to go, right? So yes, it's a possibility, Arslan, and that would be great because, as I said, if that possibility is accepted by the city, we will have a very good avenue to move our T25 games to the night during the week.
We have more night facilities are coming up. 2020 is supposed to come up, but certainly these things. So I have a few questions, and then you go to that point. One of the viewer asked me, if it's a half season, does all teams have permission to play without uniforms, as teams are reluctant to spend money on new uniforms?
No, I don't think that's something that we will rescind on. They have their uniforms from last year. They don't have a brand new uniform to go on the field, as long as they're dressed in the same uniform. As you know, we have a no tolerance on teams with uniforms. We have marketed ourselves and presented ourselves as one of the best administered league, and we're proud of our membership and of the formats of the games that we're playing, and all of our players. And as you know, as the umpire coordinator, that they're supposed to look out for teams who are not adhering to the rules. So I don't think that team will bring something to us and says, well, because we can't afford the uniforms this year, we can't buy it, so we can't play with it. They have their uniforms from last year. Now, for new teams that are coming in, if the new teams have run into a situation like that, as you know, we have always compensated and wait until they could get it as the season start, but they will ask to get it, and they can use a black pants and a colored top, or we have done this before to allow teams to play while they wait for the uniforms if it was ordered and it came in time. From experience, we have a solution. So obviously we will entertain people because money is hard to come, right?
Okay, Prem, what are the things that were supposed to come this year? I mean, how many turf wickets? Because a lot of and people still doesn't know how many wickets supposed to, how many, what new fields we are coming this year.
If any of our members say they're not aware of what was coming,
I'm just getting the text and the questions.
I know what you're asking, but I'm saying if any of our members are culprit asking that question, then they weren't following all our Facebook posts, mine and yours, and all the meetings that I've had with the Parks and Recs director, Rob Gasper, and Jim Pittman, two gentlemen who has been extremely helpful and extremely accommodating to us with what the game needs to play at a high standard, and what we've been battling for the last 30-something years. And what they did last year in 2019 was amazing for us. 2020, I had preached that would be more amazing than 2019 because more was being done for cricket in Brampton. For example, the city has purchased the cutting machine, the specific rolling machine, the shaving machine for turf wickets. They have purchased the other stuff that we want. Our side screens would all be repaired. Turf wickets were supposed to be coming in. Another lighted facility at Andrew McKindle's was supposed to be ready as of May 1st, but with COVID impact on this, we don't know how it will impact the lighted facility and the turfs. At Gore Meadows, one more pitch was to come up this year, and two more the other one the following year. But that facility is supposed to be all three fields would eventually be lighted, which will give BDCL and the city of Brampton 5 lighted cricket facilities. And this is every cricketer, whether they belong to BDCL, whether they belong to PCL, whatever thing, they should all be ecstatic that after 30-something years of work, these things are happening. And as our mayor had said, he wants to make Brampton the capital city of cricket in Canada, and he has kept his word. And it's strange to see politicians keep their word, because they come to us whenever it's elections, and they promise you the moon and the stars and a trip to another time zone, but it never happens. When they get elected, they walk away. They forget that the promises. But not this gentleman. He has been there. He has been foot to foot keeping his promises, and he genuinely means what he says when he says anything about cricket. And we have a close relationship with him and council, and he has the full support of council to upgrade and bring cricket to a better standard. So, because for the first time in the city of Brampton and in any city, I don't think there's another one, cricket is on the same level as hockey, soccer, field hockey, any other sport that is large and could be considered a Canadian sport, is on the same level of the table when the city talks about infrastructure, funding, building and development of sports facilities and meeting the needs of the communities in all of the different fractions and the sports they enjoy and what they play. Cricket is finally not under the table anymore as it used to be. It's on top. It's being looked at an equal level with everything else. And that's an amazing accomplishment for us to be there, to be recognized as one of the mainstream sports in the city of Brampton. Hopefully one day we will be recognized as the mainstream sport along with the rest in Canada. But this one, we have achieved this. We have achieved what we have in Brampton. We live, we play. We started our league, as you said, with 18 teams, which was mostly Etobicoke, Toronto, and district. And then we slowly started getting Brampton teams coming in and building and working with our premier, Suzanne, Suzanne, I'm forgetting the last name. And and our director then, Mr. Dondon. We slowly built our 3 facilities that were in Brampton to 14, and now we're going up to 17. And our league has gone from 18 teams to 151 last year to 168 this year. And as you know, we always turn away 10, 15 teams because of a lack of facilities. So, and the other league is growing too, because there are 2 recognized league in this city, and there are many other leagues who claim to be leagues and claim to be from Brampton. That's another thing that we've gotten the city to respect, that only the leagues that are genuinely in Brampton should be utilizing Brampton facilities, and not leagues that go from one city to the next city to the next city and claim to be leagues within those cities. So that's something else that would be adhered to, that as of 2020, cricket only will be shared our facilities between 2 recognized leagues. And as you know, we are the largest cricket league in
we are, obviously, since I become a board of director of BDCL for the last 15 years, I did see that, that time we only have 50 teams, but I salute you, for all the hard work you are doing. You spend entire of your life, promoting cricket in Canada, and you are the one who will start. Everybody should respect regardless of any league, everybody has a right to open the league. But, I think if they look at the long time who are serving, they should respect it. You've been serving, you are the one who introduced cricket in Brampton, and I did see all the grounds, man. Come on, it looked like an international ground, half inch grass. There's big leagues in everywhere, out of our city as well. But I never saw any grounds like that what we have right now, and that is why all of your hard work and the support. Also, Patrick Brown is also supporting us. We salute him as well. And all that, because he keep our promises, when you met him, and you told him whatever we need, he did it like within a year, and there's more stuff coming up. You have any update about the stadium? When do you think we have a stadium coming up?
Let me answer to some of the things you say. As when I work for cricket, I never work for it for myself. I work for the love of the sport.
You work for the passion. This is your passion. This is not your work. But like I said, you've been involved. The passion of the cricket you have, it makes you, spending your, it's only the passion. You are there for 40 years, not your work. Obviously, you are running your own company. I know that. So
not my company. I wish it was my company. My boss reminded me, I think it was last week, about how much work I put into cricket versus his company. But he knows I've been doing that with a passion for for, like you said, 33 years and counting. But most of what I did was to grow the sport, bring the sport to the people who want to play the sport, make them have place to enjoy playing the sport. And as you know, we are one of the affordable leagues, without having to charge them lots of money and get them to play. So we grew it, but we didn't grow it with myself alone. We grew it with every board of directors that I've had with me over the years. We've come and gone from large boards to small boards. The last 10, 15 plus years, we have Rumi Jazavala, we have Gokul Kamat, we have Denny Apen, we have you, we have other people who have come and gone. But right now, the core that has been here with us for about 10 to 15 plus years are these guys. And, together, I do stuff here. Everybody does their stuff in their own places. And I think our league has reached a tremendous height in terms of not only what we have and what we've done, but from technology and what we have and the way our league is administered, the operation of it, especially from the grounds and the players and the registration. Everything is the board put together. So all of us should take pride.
Okay, so Global T20, I don't think so you have any update for that as of right now. Is that going to happen this year, or still in the same court as us?
Here are the updates I have. If Global T20 comes, it will still be at the CA Center as it was last year. Mm-hmm. But an important thing has happened. The CA Center is no longer owned by the group that owned it last year. Not the CA Center, correction. The land at the CA Center. Mm-hmm. So those pitches, which were all built by BDCL from scratch, with us being there, and then there were being 3 or 4 various owners that have been there throughout the time that we have got this. It's now finally back into the hands of the city. So the permits for it, the maintenance for it, everything will now be done by the city. So by virtue, we will get the same type of facilities that we have in the other parts of Brampton, because the guys from the city will now be taking it over. Mm. So the turf wickets that are there, the city will be looking after them. So if at this point, we heard that they were preparing for GTT20, it was supposed to be in July somewhere. Then I heard that it might go to August. There is no concrete definition, as far as I know, of when it's going to happen. But everybody hopes that it will happen, because it's something that's good for the city of Brampton. As you know, we wanted GTT20 to come to Brampton, and we were blessed by the president of TND and the president of Cricket Canada, that they were all okay and on board for it to come to Brampton. We had you and I was there when we talked to Patrick when we first met. And when we had our annual presentation, I put Patrick to speak to the president of Cricket Canada, put them together. In the end, we did have it last year, and it was a resounding success. It was the most successful GTT20 between the 2 years. So yes, we want it. Yes, as a league, we had to make sacrifices. So we may again have to make those same sacrifices, but the city is controlling, and they will be in a better position to make up for what we lose. Remember last year, they tried to make up as much as they can, and we were able to cover off a complete season. So this year, the same thing may happen. So again, all of this we won't know. I haven't heard anything definite from GTT20 that they will be holding it, but I'm hoping that they will. Whether it's July or whether it's August, a good GTT20 will do wonders for our city and our game, and also help to encourage the city to keep building state-of-the-art facilities, because as Patrick himself said, if we build them, they will come. And they will come can be only our local cricketers who will be coming and playing. We will have to be bringing international level cricketers to play during the weeks and that sort of stuff. So if we can hold 3 or 4 international events, T20, T10, C59, whatever they may be, and we had some of them planned this summer, but again, COVID has put a stranglehold on all of these planning of these events.
Okay, Prem, before we go end of the program, I have a question regarding Cricket Ontario, as you are also involved in Cricket Ontario. Can you give a little bit update on that? How you guys are, how it's COVID-19 affecting, impacting that?
Let me answer one question that you asked that I went over without thinking. You asked about turf wickets. If the turf wickets are coming, yes.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have turf wickets in 2019, but the city was getting themselves educated and prepared as to what's needed. You've been with those meetings to me when we met the managers at Brampton Rec. You've been with me at all of them, so you understand what I'll be talking about. And we've already published these on Facebook and everything like that.
Yeah.
This year, Terremoto, Andrew McKendall's, we're going to have turf wickets 3, so six layers of turf wickets on either side of the artificial. Terremoto is going to be the same thing. Batsman Park, they didn't get to work on it because they were worried that it was too small, but you and I remember we met them in the winter and we told them they can put 2 and 2. And last meeting, we spoke to them that they will try to work out if they could do it between the season in a week, if the pitch could be laid on one side and then another week we do the other side, or the period where they would be closed for 1 week. Now I don't know if they will be closing or not because they usually close for maintenance. But this year, we are not sure what the impact of COVID and the closing of constructions and all of that would be because I haven't spoken to those gentlemen as yet because they're off work and you don't want to bother people when they're home and all trying to manage this COVID. So even if the turf wickets only get done at Terremoto and Andrew McKendall's, that would be fantastic. And then we get Batsman Park later, and then we get Gourmetos that will be done as well. So that's the status of the turf wickets. Now for Cricket Ontario. Cricket Ontario has made some substantial changes, or had to make substantial changes to because of COVID-19. As you know, Cricket Ontario is very respected for running the highest level of youth program in the winter, or high performance winter programs. And every year we keep this for under 15 or 17. Under 17, we get like anyway from 60 to 70 players that comes out to these events and trials. We had 39 and 39 in each age group that was started their indoor training, high performance winter training. We had 4 coaches. We had a few new coaches that joined, and things were going great. But we had to cancel. We had to suspend that entire winter session. What we did, we refunded money on a pro rata basis for all these kids and that program. And anyone that had any hardship that needed the full money, we accommodated that. We also started for the second year in a row getting women high performance indoor cricket. We were resurrecting the women cricket in Ontario. I was at the head of it last year. And in 2016, then we had some issues. We started back in 2018, 2017, and the girls, we had a Canadian team, and then they played against US, didn't do that good. And for some reason, it died again, but we resurrected again in 2018, and we had a high performance camp throughout the winter for about 2.5 months. And this year, we have a really, really excellent turnout from the women. We have a management group with about 35 people, which we have put into subcommittees. One committee was managing the indoor trials that we had this year, where we had a great turnout of over 30-something people. We ended up with about 30 of the girls starting through the 2 trials and the 2 camps that was held. And then we had to abandon it. We had a Canada Day event plan. We had to abandon that. We have an Ontario Women's Open still planned. It's still on the timetable, still on the calendar of events. And if that could happen, we will try to get that happen. We were hoping that if GTT20 happens, we could get our girls to play in their 2 or 3 teams as a practice exhibition, maybe at the opening, maybe in one morning, how depending how GTT20 could accommodate that. So, and if any of our other events that Cricket Ontario had planned, we were going to add a women complement to those events. So Greater Ontario is doing pretty good. We are managing our affairs at the provincial. Our central T20, usually in June, will be affected. It won't be in June, but if we open up in July, we will try to see. Our president Jazafar is doing his best to see how we can get these done. So at our next cricket board of meeting for Cricket Ontario, we're going to look at the impact that COVID-19 had on our events. Depending on when the outdoor will open, we will see which ones we can play and which ones we can't play. Canada Cup with the under 17 from all the provinces was supposed to also be played. That is scheduled for August, as far as I remember, and that may still be able to. We're still seeing if we can play our under 15, under 17 regional championships for the kids if we start in July. So Cricket Ontario is trying to bounce with this virus and keep pace with it, and with the decisions making to see how we can bring some of our events in 2020 back on the table.
Okay, Prem, we're going to end the program, but just before you go, what message you have to pass it to our league? Lots of people are watching us, and they're appreciating all the efforts you did for many years. And what message you have to give it to them before we finish the program?
My message to them is everyone should be patient. Keep listening, keep following what's happening with COVID, keeps looking at the reopening, the reopening strategies that will be developed from now to whenever the parks are open for us to go and play. They probably would still have precautions and regulations that we would have to follow. We are all hoping, from a board perspective, praying that we will get a cricket season. We're all cricket lovers, whether we play anymore or not. We all want to see the game out there. So be patient, follow your news from your federal prime minister, the health officers, and see what they're saying. And we can't just make a decision that we're going to cancel cricket for the 2020 season and walk away and refund everything, because what has happened, it's like when rain falls. And in the old days, when the rain fall, we look and we cancel the game, and the sun comes out like at 1 o'clock, and everybody start abusing us for, why did you do that? We could have played cricket. You shouldn't have done that. So we made a rule: we will never cancel a game. The two teams will go to the ground along with the umpires, and you will make the decision. We're in a similar situation right now. We cannot and we will not make a carte blanche decision to cancel the entire league, because we're hoping, just as our membership are hoping, and everybody else in every league and every membership is hoping, that we could get cricket, that we could play cricket this summer. And as long as that everybody listens and follows the precautions and the rules and the regulations for social distancing, the precautions from your health perspective, and obey them and stay home if you can, and don't go in crowds greater than 5, and all of that, and help to curb the growth of this and the spread of this disease, the sooner we were going to get out. Like, it was really stupid for people to go be playing cricket in such big things. That what they don't understand, people see cricket, people playing cricket, even though those people may have absolutely nothing to do with any of the organized leagues in Canada, we are seen in a negative perspective. But that also happened for soccer, right? And for other stuff. But we asked our members, and I will speak on behalf of Cricket Ontario too. I'm sure Mohammed Sheikh, Ranjit Sani, Ranjit Chaudhry, and all the other presidents will ask the same thing. Respect the rules and what's being asked of you to help to fight this disease. Because the more you do it, maybe the sooner regulations could be lifted. And even though you have 5 phases that define certain things, things can move from a lower phase to a higher phase, and grounds could be open, and we could all of you could be playing cricket, and we would be there making sure you get the same type and quality of administration and operations of the games as we have done previously. So we're ready, we're here, and as long as we get the word to go, we're ready to go.
Okay, Prem, thank you very much for giving your important time to Live Talk with Arslan Beg, and we are proud of you, and keep up the good work, and hopefully we're gonna be seeing some cricket, this year. We all hope and pray that, something will happen and we will have at least a shorter season, but we should be able to see some cricket. So thank you for your time, Prem, and God bless you. Take care.
Thank you very much. God bless.